I'll come and slide by 8 p.m. and send a text to your DM. Buy honey for your fucking hair.
Oh, he got money.
Too early for your fucking nails.
Come on.
You running out of shoes to wear. So I bought you another pair. Girl, I got you another dress. So bring your ass up downstairs. I buy you shit because you're rare. And plus because you know I care. Bitch, you know you love it here.
Oh shit.
That's why you keep on coming there. Your nigga can't compete, I swear.
Shit.
He tried, but now he look too weak, baby. I'll come and slide by 8 p.m.
Yeah, this nigga was in his back.
And send a text to your DM. Find you for your fucking nails.
Bomba card.
Too early for your fucking nails. You running out of shoes to wear. So I bought you another pair.
Bomba card.
Shoes to wear. So I bought you another pair. I'll come and slide by 8 p.m.
I hope that don't get flagged for shit. Hey, you know, I just realized I didn't put no music at the end of the last episode. Come on, man, I'm rusty. I can't even lie. This is comeback season. You know what I mean? But don't call it a comeback. I've been here for years. I don't know. I've been in a music type mood. Not gonna lie. Howdy, greetings, salutations. Clearly, this song has incepted itself into my psyche, into, you know, the zeitgeist, the mainstream music, popular music, and has found its way onto, you know, into the time chamber, into Zion with us here. So that's actually crazy, because where's all the music that, you know, serenades women? Where is that at? And I don't want to hear no bullshit. Like, that shit was just true. Like, I just felt like everything was just true in that song. Yeah. Where's that music? I remember when you used to, like, I don't know. I don't know. I've been a simp for a long time. So, you know, a little rom-com joint. And then, you know, up until maybe 2016, we was kind of still lovey-dovey. Like, I felt a lovey-dovey type vibe type shit. Yeah, and then Trump said grab her by the pussy, and everybody kind of killed that off. Speaking of Trump, turns out the Fulton County DA is in some hot water right now. News report says Fulton County DA accuses special prosecutor's wife of interfering with Trump probe. So basically, the Fulton County DA is the one that was holding Trump accountable for fucking with the election and shit like that. And this special prosecutor is alleging that the Fulton County DA was having some type of affair with her deputy. Which is... Look, I know women from Atlanta. Shout out women from Atlanta. Shout out women from Atlanta. That's all I'm saying. Nah, women from Atlanta, right? And I know women that... I know strong-minded girl bosses. This DA is clearly a girl boss. Matter of fact, there's levels to this shit. There's like girl boss, and then a step above that is boss bitch. This DA is clearly a boss bitch. Gold stars all around. I didn't even drop none of these for the last episode. I think I did them, but it was kind of shitty. I'm gonna get better. But yeah, so this boss bitch ass DA, I don't even know her name. I didn't even look that shit up when I did my research. I did research. Exactly. So, yeah, this DA is clearly a boss bitch. That's her name now. Boss bitch DA. She's the DA of Fulton County. She was recently hired, and she was the one that did a crackdown on gang violence in Fulton County. And so I think this is going to be her downfall. I think she did, find love in the workplace. You know what I mean? It's probably like on some Jim and Pam type beat. Like they were just cooling at the water fountain or whatever. Nah, they was getting gotta do some more than realistic. They had some legal people, so it was probably Starbucks. One of their underlings got Starbucks for them. Oh, working late nights and shit. That's so fucked up. I could never date a lawyer. She'd be at work looking all good. Pencil skirt, heels, not too tall, not too short. You know what I mean? A shirt that hugs her frame, but is open at the top. Maybe a blazer she wore it in. Maybe a peacoat she wore it in, but she took off the peacoat at the bottom, left it with the guard shack. So now she's just moving blazer and she doesn't carry anything still. She got a little briefcase. It's all leather. Doesn't have buckles on it. It's a foldable one. Has one latch over that intersects the hands, the strap itself. There's not a lot of legal papers in there. There's the necessities, lipstick, lip balm, edge brush, maybe one or two cases, because she's a boss bitch at the end of the day. Took her peacoat off downstairs, enters the elevator, doesn't say shit to anybody, takes her sunglasses off in the elevator, cool shit. Because those people down on the first floor are peons, right? So she goes into the elevator, she's going up the elevator now. Takes out her headphones, she was jamming out to like some Sade or like maybe some Lauryn Hill, you know what I mean? Like, she, miseducated, you know what I mean? And, she goes into her, as soon as as soon as the door opens, she takes her last, like, deep breath, like, and the door opens. When the door opens, there is just commotion. It looks like Wolf of Wall Street when they was throwing midgets around that bitch. And, as her assistant, like, oh my god, we got a 8:30, 10:30 meeting. She's a nerd. Her midget is, not her midget, her assistant is clearly a nerd. So, she gets to her office, takes off her blazer now, puts it on the back of her chair, sits down, and her assistant is still talking. She hasn't even got a sip of her coffee. She opens up her laptop and gets to work. You know what I mean? Then you got a nigga that's like funny. So, cause her life is so stressful at home and at work, cause Lord knows a boss bitch can do it all. So you got a nigga that's funny, like he just pull up, probably open the door like slat, and she's like, that's not funny, that's gang shit. And he's like, no, that stands for Saviors love all, true. True. Yeah. Saviors love all, true. And yeah, they just build a vibe off of just keying and long hours. They're working cases. She has a whole bunch of cases because she kind of listed out all the rappers that she was going to go after and gang affiliates. She hates Cleveland. She hates that whole area of Atlanta. she hates black people, to be honest, because black people love like homicides and black and milds. So the fact that she doesn't like, Newport shorts and pork, I mean, she hates black people. So that's what her whole tyranny was. And Trump is black himself. Black people used to love Trump before he was president. Some black people still love Trump, but she's racist. She hates her own kind too. So that's why she went after all black people and Trump at the same time, because Trump is, like we just said, black. Today's episode is sponsored by Red Bull. But yeah, that's the news. She basically fucked her vice president, in layman's terms, and got caught. Well, actually, she's alleging that the person that snitched on her is her vice president's ex-wife, because they're going through a divorce, or they're newly divorced. So she's like hating type shit. Or she's trying to like help her own divorce case by throwing this high profile shit into her divorce shit. Which could be the case, but I doubt it, because like I said, I know women, first of all, and then I know women from Atlanta, second of all, and then I know boss bitches, third of all, and I know how they all behave. And the fact that there was a Venn diagram of all that, she's the only one that fits all those things. And that means I know her the most. And what I'm telling you is, that lady did that shit. But shout out to having sex with your coworkers. Never did it. But I think that it would be a thrilling experience. Especially when you're a lawyer, because everybody's so hot. Like, everybody's dressed to the nine. But yeah, that's going to be important. In other news, Biden regrets forgiving all those student loans that he did. So basically, Biden's debt relief thing, I don't know if all college students seen it, but basically Biden was forgiving student loan debt, and he did about $70 billion worth of forgiveness, and I think that's equivalent to the amount of money he sent to Ukraine. So yeah, but turns out I was reading some more about this, and he kind of forgave people that work for the government first. So we're talking like not just for the government, but work for the good of society. So we're talking about firefighters, police officers, nurses, XYZ, those type of people. And I can dig it, honestly. But I wish I was on that list. I would become a firefighter for a year to get all my student debt abolished, forgiven. But, you have to watch what you're doing, because you can't give niggas money. That's what Trump tried to do, and it kind of went to shit. Because when you give niggas money, niggas don't know how to act. So, niggas learned about unemployment, and during COVID they were just like, fuck it, I'm gonna do unemployment, right? And clearly they got some money off of that. Secondly, we started doing stimulus checks to stimulate the economy, and niggas went straight to Gucci. And what did Gucci do? A black face mask, which was hilarious. But I respect it. After that, niggas found out about the PPP loan, and niggas niggered. And they kind of went crazy. And then what did they do after they got that? Niggas went to Louis V. Because I think at that time, or right around that time, Virgil was going stupid at Louis V. No, was that time? Yeah, it gotta be. Yeah. So, that kind of hurt the economy more than it helped. I mean, we need another one, not gonna lie. But, yeah, it kind of hurt the economy. Especially because people stopped wanting to work. America only works off the idea of morality and, the American dream. They have to keep that dream alive to make this whole system work. So when you take that away and show people, well, not even show people, just coddle people and give them a crutch to say, oh, and now niggas work from home. Like, that's another thing too. After that stimulus shit, niggas just said, I'm never going back to work. Somebody really wants to work anymore. So yeah. So yeah. Nobody wants to work, and that kind of fucked up the economy. But what I'm saying is, back to the DA shit. Leave Trump the fuck alone, bro. Take your racist ass elsewhere, and leave Trump alone. Take you and your VP. Yeah. Yeah, so that fucked up the economy. Speaking of the economy, Wayfair. Now, most of you, I don't know if all of you know about Wayfair, but the way I found out about Wayfair was when they were participating in sex trafficking. No, this article that I'm about to talk about has nothing to do with sex trafficking, but it has to do with Wayfair. So every chance I get, I just have to remind you guys that Wayfair was selling children and young adults. Wayfair got into this debacle of they were doing it so blatantly too. That's like the best way you could do any crime, is just out in the open. FBI agents and CIA agents usually wear gray because gray blends into the background. So Wayfair would sell furniture, and Wayfair is a company that sells home goods similar to like IKEA type vibe. So they would sell furniture, and they would name it after the children that they're actually selling. So if you look at, you can look this up yourself. But so Wayfair would sell, let's say, a wardrobe and name it Miley Cyrus. And then if you look on the internet, it's the same name as the missing person, Miley Cyrus. So clearly they are offering Miley Cyrus to the highest bidder. I mean, no, she had a price tag, so just not even the highest bidder, just regular BOGO deals, buy one get one half off. You buy Miley Cyrus, you get Selena Gomez as well. Maybe throw in Freddie from iCarly. Maybe a little Gibby. Yeah. But anyway, back to Wayfair. That's how I found out about Wayfair. I don't know if you guys know about Wayfair. Oh, and then that has to tie into Ellen too, because Ellen, how Ellen, everybody thinks Ellen's a bad person because she talks bad to her employees, which is probably true. She's running a $1 billion company. So it's kind of, that rumor might be true. Like, it has something to do with like how, like Steve Jobs would treat his employees, which is, some would say rougher than most. But, Ellen was actually participating in the sex trafficking as well. She had something to do with Wayfair. I don't remember. I think she was promoting Wayfair or some shit, and that's how everybody found out. I don't remember. But she was definitely part of the sex trade too. But that's why they took her show away, because the controversy was just getting so high, and then she had to switch it to I'm a bitch to my employees. But it was really, she was fucking selling kids and diddling children. But listen, so anyways, Wayfair now. Wayfair is laying off 13% of the workforce, affecting 1,650 employees. And that just makes sense because the economy's going to shit. You know, I just looked up the rates of interest on a CD, and it was like 5% when it used to be 10, like maybe 2 years ago. And mortgage rates are not going down fast enough. I think the lowest mortgage rate you can get right now is 6.6 or something of the sort. That's the lowest you can get right now with perfect credit. Well, not perfect credit. Being black and having perfect credit, I think the lowest you can get is 6.6. Yeah, but that just makes sense to me. But Wayfair is cutting 13% of their global workforce as the digital home goods retailer looks to trim down its structure, cut out layers of management, and reduce costs. It announced Friday. L Reader. The company plans to lay off, blah, blah, blah. Already said that, including 90% of the corporate team. Cap. No, that's probably facts. But who's part of the corporate team? Like some people were just like customer service. I feel like that's corporate. No, corporate has to be like as far as the business goes. I don't know. Who cares? More on that news. Wayfair is expected to save the company $280 million after, you factor in a school's bus worth of children and, an ad campaign. And I find it so interesting that all these celebrities start wearing Balenciaga very heavily after Balenciaga was on some pedophilistic shit. It is disgusting. Yeah, but I don't know what we're seeing right now. We're seeing the fall of a nation in real time. And the economy is going for sure. Like, let's say somebody was to give you $50,000 in today. How would you turn that into more money? If you're listening to this podcast, comment somewhere, I don't fucking know, YouTube or Instagram, and just answer that question if you got this far. But yeah, how would you turn that into more money? Oh yeah, Reddit. So Reddit Reddit is reportedly set to launch its initial public offering in March after a 3-year effort to go public, marking the first social media to do so since 2019. The filing is expected in February, with the IPO likely completed by the end of March. The San Francisco-based company L Reader, valued at $10 billion in a funding round in 2021, will decide its IPO valuation closer to the listing and is looking to sell about 10% of its overall shares. That's going to be so interesting because I feel like once you start selling shares, that's how Twitter got bought, is that it became a public company and bro just bought more shares than everybody else, I think. So in that same sense, I don't want Reddit to become like that. I want Reddit to forever be like a poor man's backrooms. You know what I mean? Like a very, very poor man's dark web. You know what I'm saying? I think once you're on the open market, you can't be doing certain shit that, other publicly traded companies won't allow. I feel like there's guidelines that you have to follow, just like in every other thing. But I think that would ruin the Reddit experience with too much hands in the pot. There's one driver, there's one steering wheel, there's one CEO, one president. And I mean, not more and more Reddit's becoming dumber and dumber. Like Reddit kind of took the place of Tumblr for the 2010s. Tumblr was lit 2007 to like maybe 2013, if that. And then Reddit took over from 2014 till I'll say Reddit had it from 2011 to maybe 2019. Yeah, you could have went on there and found some leaked songs that were amazing. Like, oh, and I like Reddit too because, of course, you can do it for free, and that's what's up. But you can also like be like, yo, I got this, so and so just paid me X amount of dollars, and you can have it, and that's what's up. But yeah, it's pretty interesting. I don't know why they're doing it either. Well, of course I know why they're doing it. For the money. Everybody does everything for money. Anyways, just like Apple. Apple is being sued because they had a technology that was patented on their latest Apple Watch drop. So, the technology I'm speaking about is the blood oxygen monitor on the watch. So, Apple Watch no longer sold with blood oxygen monitoring after patent battle loss. Whosoever had the patent wouldn't sell it to Apple. And I love that because Apple is the new Nazi. See what I'm saying? Apple wants to devour everything and leave no crumbs. Apple's a throat goat. You see what I'm saying? Like, Apple just wants it all and won't settle for anything less. Apple will go down to the gooch. You feel what I'm saying? So, I'm just so glad that this smaller technology was able to survive the money being thrown at them, their family going missing, Apple just making life a living hell for them, stacks and stacks of money and paperwork, and they stood their ground and said, fuck you, and sued, and they're going to sue them and say, give me all the money for all the watches that you sold. Because you can't say that, because you can't say what people were buying the watch for, and that was in their keynote too. So that's like a major part of them selling the watch. You see what I'm saying? Anyways, time for everybody's favorite part. An update in Gaza. A Gazian update. So, there seems to be some type of aid deal going around right now where, Palestinians and Israelis, I like that more. Palestinians and Israelis are able to accept aid from mainly the United States, of course, right? But shipments of medicine for both Palestinians and Israelis held hostage by Hamas began arriving in Gaza Strip yesterday. Aid delivered as part of a deal brokered by Qatar and France. Fuck France. France is owns most of the countries on the planet. But that's for next week's episode. The agreement marked the most significant diplomatic breakthrough since November hostage exchange. Separately, the U.S. officials said yesterday the Iran-backed Houthi rebel group operating in Yemen would be redesignated as a foreign terrorist group starting next month. Reports suggest supplies will provide 3 months' worth of medicine for around 45 hostages with chronic illnesses. In exchange, 1,000 boxes of medical aid will be provided for injured and sick Gazans. Oh, I like that, Gazans. For each box delivered to hostages. Red Cross workers are said to be responsible for end-point delivery. How this would be confirmed, not specified. So, this reminds me of, the loving relationship that the first settlers arrived with, you know, American Aboriginals. You see what I'm saying? They bestowed them with gifts, you know, blankets, and it just so happened that they may have had, you know, a little bit of on the blanket. What I'm saying is, I wouldn't trust dog shit coming from any of these things. Medicine, blah, blah, blah. God damn it, they put whatever the fuck they wanted in that COVID vaccine. So, fuck you trying to give me medical aid. Keep your needle to yourself, Joe. No, but seriously, yeah, no, I wouldn't accept any of this. And the fact that the Red Cross is, I mean, I guess, nah. I mean, the Red Cross's reputation is like chill, so they can't afford any deaths to happen right now. But I believe that it would only make sense for some CIA agents to be in that Red Cross troop and be like, come here, one little leader, two little leader, three little leader, and they all said goodnight. That'd be 1, 2, 3. But all of this is just to keep the war going on. There's no way that they want this war to end. Latest situation: Arab states are working on an initiative to secure a ceasefire and to release the hostages in Gaza as part of a border plan that could offer Israel a normalization of relations. If it agrees, a normalization of relations, if it agreed to irreversible steps towards creation of a Palestine state. So, Israel will never agree to that. That's an interesting, I've never heard anybody say anything about a Palestine state, which, I've only heard the establishment of an Israel state, which is very, very interesting. A senior Arab official said that they hoped the present plan, which could include Saudi Arabia formalizing ties with Israel within a few weeks in an effort to end the Israel-Hamas war and prevent a wider conflict erupting in the Middle East. Arab officials have discussed the plan with the U.S. and the European governments. It would include Western nations agreeing to formally recognize a Palestinian state or supporting the Palestinians being granted full membership of the UN. Fuck the UN. Let me tell you what the UN is. The UN is basically the United States, but globally. Does that make sense? It's like, first of all, the United States runs the UN. You don't, oh no, the Vatican runs the UN too, but they're one and the same. The UN just be chatting, you know. The fact that I wouldn't, okay, me as in any African country, I would never join the UN because I can't sit across from countries like France and ask for X, Y, and Z. No, how about if you get your fucking hand on my pants first, and then we can talk. You're constantly raping them even now, and you're asking for legitimate discourse. No. Fuck you. Give me my dick back. Yeah, give me my dick back. Alright. Give me my dick back, friends. And shout out to Haiti. Yeah, shout out to Haiti. So, yeah, I have this other article here that says almost 80% of buildings in northern Gaza may have been damaged from October 5th to January 27th. I mean, January 17th. Which is very, very interesting. Yeah, I'm sure you can't see this graph because I'm not going to post it, and I haven't posted it yet. But most of this fucking map that I'm looking at is red. With the blood of civilians, probably. Anyways. Well, that's neither here nor there. The great gist of what I'm saying is, if we're going to believe all women, we have to believe the woman that accused the DA first, because she spoke first. You see what I'm saying? And then after the DA denies it, then we're going to say we're going to believe her. We have to take turns with this. Secondly, I really want that technology to come off the Apple Watch, because I don't like biometric shit on everybody's person. It starts with a watch, then it's a fucking AI, Android, GPS catheter. And nobody wants that. Well, I don't want that. You freaky ass boy. I don't want that. So yeah, I just want this, I want to use my technology. I don't want my technology to be able to overstep any boundaries. I want to be able to tell my technology anything. I don't want it to know information about me that I haven't told it, or that I'm not comfortable with it having. And definitely don't put that shit on the internet whatsoever. Yeah, so that was pretty much it. So we're gonna wrap up this episode. It's been your host, Kino, Keino 662 on Instagram, Twitter, SoundCloud, YouTube. Oh, I'm like 50% to becoming monetized on YouTube, so you know what I mean? 50%. 50%, baby, 50%. I know.
Bomba.
So, what else? No, that's pretty much it. If you fuck with this episode, please share it. And leave 5 stars. Leave a little 5-star review. And till next week.